Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Awesome C.O.D.Y. As usual, I'm your host C.O.D.Y, and today we are continuing our theme of awesome Keanu Reeves movies. Today we're talking about Speed, 1994 action thriller movie starring Keanu Reeves and some other people. This movie, directed by Jan de Bont, I believe is how you say his name. Movies he's done. Unfortunately, he did the sequel to this one as well, but he also did Twister. SLC Punk he produced. The Haunting, which I believe is the one with... I think it's is that the one I'm thinking of? Hold on, please. Liam Neeson is in this one, right? Yes, but it's based on the Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, which was also turned into a really good Netflix miniseries. It's now an anthology because they're doing the Haunting of Bly Manor or something like that too. Anyways, and then he directed the second Lara Croft movie with Angelina Jolie. But yeah. Oh, he also produced Equilibrium and Minority Report, so he's got some pretty good movies under his belt, just not Speed 2. That movie is terrible. I didn't watch it, though, because Keanu Reeves is not in it, so I did not rewatch it. I've seen it before. It's not good. Starring alongside Keanu Reeves is famed actor Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper is well known for many things. Unfortunately, he's also known for things like Super Mario Brothers, the movie, and Waterworld. I actually like Waterworld a lot. It's a fucked up movie, but I like it a lot. Dennis Hopper's made a lot of movies, like a lot of movies. It's hard to just say, oh, he's been in this and this. He's been in stuff. I mean, multiple movies in a year back when that was the thing. You didn't think that was the thing, but it was a thing. But he was in let's see, big movies. Well, let's see. Apocalypse Now. Easy Rider. True Grit. Losing My Science Project, which is dope. Did you do Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2? Let's see. What else we got here? Hearts of Darkness. That's the documentary about making Apocalypse Now. It was a really good documentary, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Boiling Point. He was in that. Boiling Point. That was a good one, too. It's not a good movie. Space Truckers. He was in that. Movie is terrible as well. Spacing on so many things. Ed TV. He was in that one. Later in his life, Knockaround Guys. The documentary about Easy Rider and Raging Bulls. It's called Easy Rider's Raging Bulls. We're not talking about him being in the direct-to-DVD Crow sequel, but he was in that one. What was the last movie he actually was in? Last Film Festival? Oh, weird. Okay, didn't know that. He was a voice in Alpha and Omega. But yeah, anyways, Dennis Hopper. He's been in a lot of stuff. I skipped over quite a few because he's made 100 movies. Also in this movie is Sandra Bullock, old Sandy B. She plays Annie, the love interest, I guess you could say, to Keanu Reeves. Jack. Is it Jack, right? Jack Traven? Yeah, Jack Traven. Sandra Bullock's been in a bunch of things. I mean, you know who Sandra Bullock is. Miss Congeniality 1 and 2. She was in The Blind Side. The Proposal, which is a really hilarious movie with Ryan Reynolds. 2 Week Notice. Murder by Numbers. 28 Days. Voice in The Prince of Egypt. Hope Floats. She was the bad guy in Minions movie, Scarlet Overkill. The Net. She was in that one. That movie's pretty bad too. Oh, she was in Demolition Man. I mean, that's a great fucking movie. Love Potion #9, one of my favorite. Early 90s? Yeah, early 90s rom-coms. Back when they had heart and feeling, and monkeys trying to hump each other through a wall. You have to watch it to understand that one. That's Sandra B. You have Joe Morton. Joe Morton, most notably being in Terminator 2 Judgment Day as the scientist that helps them blow up the chip. Get the chip and the arm from the lab that's supposed to be turned into Skynet, and he blows himself up because he gets shot full of bullets, and he's like, it's him breathing, shouting, and then he drops the thing, and it blows up the building. But yeah, he was in that. He was in Eureka on the Sci-Fi Channel. He plays Silas Stone in the Snyderverse movies on DC. He was in Godzilla King of Monsters. He was in Stealth. I would love Stealth. Just kidding. Nobody likes Stealth. Paycheck. Oh, shit, he was in Paycheck? I didn't know that. Dang, I should watch Paycheck. That movie's terrible, too. Of Mice and Men, he was in that one. Executive Decision. He was in The Pest. Oh, man, that movie's fucking terrible, too. I laughed too much at that movie, and I shouldn't. At Pupil. Bounce. Astronaut's Wife. Ali. He's in a lot of stuff. Joe Morton. Good guy. And last but not least, Jeff Daniels. Jeff Daniels, best notably known for being in Dumb and Dumber. If you don't know that's a shame. He plays Harry in that. And it's funny because he plays Harry in Speed. Not the same Harry. Mainly because, spoiler, he got blowed up in Speed. So he's definitely not the same person. But, I mean, Jeff Daniels has done a lot of things besides Dumb and Dumber. And Dumb and... What's the other one they did? The third one. Dumb and Dumber 2? Yeah. I was like, whoa. Which should have been T-O-O, but because it's dumb, they just used one O. It's hilarious to me. Sorry, I got distracted there on that one. Let's see. What else is a good one for him? 101 Dalmatians. He was in that one. I don't even know what Super Sucker is. Something about a vacuum, apparently. Gods and Generals, it was a good one. The Squid and the Whale is a good one. Good Night and Good Luck, that's a good one. He was good in that. TV-wise, Newsroom, fantastic show on HBO, right? Was that HBO? It was HBO, right? Yeah, HBO. He hosted Saturday Night Live. He was in an episode of Frasier. There was another something big he was in on the television, right? Oh, he was in The Looming Tower. It's a miniseries. It was a good one. Based on a book. It's on Hulu. Yeah. And some stage stuff, but that's Jeff Daniels. It's Harry from Dumb and Dumber. You know who that is. And I'm not going to go over Keanu Reeves' roles again, because we've been talking about them all month long. So Speed, for the folks who don't know, pretty simple premise. Keanu Reeves' Jack Traver. He is a LAPD SWAT bomb defusal unit, along with his partner Harry, played by Jeff Daniels. Harry Temple is his actual character's name. They thwart a bomber from holding some people hostage in an elevator, and they think the bomber then blows himself up by, air quotes, accident. It was planned, and he comes back hard at Jack, because Jack's the one that thwarted him the most. So this bomber, played by Dennis Hopper, by the name of Howard Payne, Payne, much like Major Payne, I'll talk about that movie sometime, but not today. So he decides to exact revenge, especially on Jack, because Jack was the young lad who stopped his plans and really rubbed it in his face. And so he targets a city bus, two of them technically, blows one up to prove a point that's near and dear to Jack's life. He blows up a guy he knows. He sees him every day. Blows him up, only killing the bus driver, but destroying the bus completely. They ain't going to salvage that one. And then calls Jack on a payphone. Payphone is a public phone you could put money into to make phone calls, for people who don't know. Anyways, he then tells Jack that he has placed another bomb on a city bus, and if that city bus goes over 50 miles an hour, if it then slows down below that, will blow up with everybody on it and anything around it. So Jack says, and you don't think you're going to tell me the name of it. He goes, I will tell you. It's bus number 2424, and it's headed to this street, such and such street. I don't remember what street it was. And you need to get me $3.7 million by 11 o'clock, or I blow up the bus. Also, if you try to get people off the bus, I'll blow up the bus. And again, if the bus goes over 50, the bomb is armed, and if it drops below 50, kerboom. Those are the settings. Those are the rules that Howard gives, or a bomber at this point. We don't really know he's Howard Payne just yet. Gives to Jack, and Jack then has to drive like a madman to get to the bus, where he doesn't get on in time, and the bus ends up getting over 50 miles an hour, and then he has to tell the bus driver to keep going over 50 miles an hour, and he has to get on the bus while it's moving, because now it can't stop and let him on, and it can't slow down, so he has to be above 50 when he jumps from a moving vehicle onto said bus to then try to help the bus go. And chaos ensues. From there, they jump a bus over a bridge of a freeway that's not complete, which is pretty fun. It's a cool looking stunt, but they just did it in a really poor way, because there's no way it would. It doesn't matter. It's a action movie. Physics be damned, if you know what I mean. But pretty cool sequences in it. A lot of near death experiences for a lot of people. A couple people do die. One lady in particular, who gets blowed up and sucked underneath the bus, who then runned over on the freeway, which is pretty rough, but I think she was pretty much dead before she even hit the ground. Not because she blowed up, like the ground, the platform she was on trying to get out of the bus blowed up, because he's like, nobody gets off. And so they go and they're trying to figure things out. He's giving them a subtle clue with a gold watch attached to as the timer on the bomb. Not really a timer, but it's like kind of a mechanism was on there. And so using that, they figure out that Howard Payne is a former Atlanta bomb technician who lost a use of his left hand. Yeah, left hand? Right, left hand. When it blew his thumb off, and all he got was a crummy gold watch and a sorry that happened to you. So he's mad, and so he's taking his revenge out. I don't know why it's in L.A. versus in Atlanta, but he's decided to use his knowledge of bombs in a very terrible way, as all bad guys do. And from there, he then uses media attention as well as a hidden camera to control the situation. And then Jack does his best to do what he can with Annie driving, because the bus driver got shot by accident by a kid who pulled a gun, thinking that that Jack was there for him. Was not there. So from there, once they figure out who Howard Payne is, Harry and a bunch of other SWAT members go to his house. It is booby trapped. It blows up, killing Harry, in which Jack makes Jack very mad. And so then from then, they find out about the hidden camera, use that against Payne, and then get everyone off the bus, crash the bus into a plane by accident in a way. But before that, they set up a trap for Payne at the money drop, but he's ready. And he kidnaps Sandy B, who in the movie again, her name is Annie, and takes her to a hostage with a bomb on her, brings her onto a subway. Jack gets on there with him. He takes out, spoiler alert, I guess I'm going to say here, takes out Howard by having a knockout, drag-out fight on top of the subway, and then lifts his head up to be decapitated by a... I'm not too sure what the light's actually for, other than like maybe a warning to the bus driver, the subway driver. Blinking red light just takes his head right off. And then he has to save Sandy, but guess what? Again, just like on the bus, the track's not finished, so he decides to he can't slow the subway down. So he speeds it up, and they take a curve, and it falls off his tracks, and it crashes, and then that's it. That's Love Ever After. Yeah. So that's Speed. Watch it. It's super dope. The action scenes are a little ridiculous and ludicrous, but they're just fun and cool spectacles to watch. And yeah, that's about it. For Speed, 1994 action thriller starring Keanu Reeves. But yeah, that's it for this week's episode of The Awesome Cody. As usual, I'm your host, Cody. And tune in next week when we wrap up September with the Bill and Ted trilogy. I'll be talking about all 3 movies. And that's it. So like I always say at the end of these, let's be awesome.